Yo, what's up, guys? It's the fourth day of the Chicago Bulls training camp. You know, the Chicago Bulls, first training camp or, individual player workouts is the 1st through the 5th, and it's also, quote-unquote, media week. So after that, December 6th is when the Bulls will officially start, group workouts and, of course, testing and such. I'm definitely going to be having videos out every day covering that as well. I hope you guys are enjoying these daily, just training camp update and news videos. If you guys are enjoying them, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. And also, please like the video. It helps the video out a lot, and it just means a lot to me. But yeah, let's just jump right into today's training camp news. The first video that I want to talk about, or at least throw up, is about Patrick Williams, trying to adjust his new life in the NBA. There's a little workout of him practicing and working out, and also talking about getting drafted by the Bulls, the Chicago Winters and such. So I'm going to throw up that video first.
The Bulls announced that no fans will be allowed at the United Center, at least for the beginning of the upcoming season. They will look to possibly have some fans at some point later this year. Now, we still don't actually know the Bulls' schedule, other than the NBA says the season will start on December 22nd. It is the shortest offseason in NBA history, and that means a quick adjustment to pro life for rookies like Bulls top pick Patrick Williams. The NBA draft was less than 2 weeks ago, and just 2 days after it, the 19-year-old was on his way to Chicago. The pandemic obviously complicates things, and it's why there's no summer league and a shorter camp. But Williams says his new Bulls teammates have been a big help.
Leaning on those guys, just trying to get as comfortable as I can around them, and that'll help me make the transition way easier. At first, it was definitely hectic. You're here, I didn't really know anybody. I didn't really know anybody's names and things like that. But they all check up on me from time to time, ask me how I'm doing, how I'm doing on the court, off the court. Before this, I had never been to Chicago. So, it's definitely been different. First thing is the weather. The weather is a big change. So when I first got here, I had to get some winter coats.
And then today, to start training camp or the interviews or whatever, Tomas Satoransky talked first. And he said he spent the last 6 months in the Czech Republic and was able to practice 5-on-5s with his national team and former club team. He also said he didn't have reservations returning to the States in September for the Bulls bubble. And of course, they asked him about John Wall, and Satoransky said he hopes John Wall plays well in Houston. Said he deserves it after the injuries that he has went through. Yeah, I saw John Wall hasn't played in 600 or 700 days, which is 2 years. That's just crazy. And he also said it will be odd not having John Wall in a Wizards uniform. And something that surprised me when Tomas Satoransky was talking to the media, he said he hasn't talked much to Billy Donovan about his role this season. That does bother me, I'd say, unless the Bulls are trying to trade Tomas Satoransky, which wouldn't surprise me. I'd say he's a solid veteran backup, I'd say, in the league that maybe contenders would want, but I don't really see the Bulls trading him or many teams wanting him. Either way, Billy and him haven't really talked about his role on the team. I do expect him to be our backup point guard. I could definitely see Devin Dotson take that spot maybe later in the season. But either way, Tomas Satoransky did say, I'm still very confident in our coaching staff. And of course, they asked him about Coby White. Is he ready to start and officially become the Bulls' lead point guard? And Tomas Satoransky said, yeah, for sure, he deserved it. That started at the end of last season and his status now. And he also said, I really like the progress he did last season. He definitely should be in that role. It's good to see that Tomas is a true professional and veteran. And he's saying that Coby White needs to start over him pretty much. Like I said, I'm really excited for Coby White coming up. Just him talking to during the presser and talking to the media has really hyped me up. He's really confident. I believe he's going to have a breakout season and arguably be the Bulls' best player this season. Tomas Satoransky also was talking about what he has seen recently out of Coby White. And of course, everyone talks about him being a true scorer in the NBA, but he has great decision making. Coby White did say that last season, or I'd say not last season, my bad. He said that the other day. The game is slowing down for him. Also, definitely check out all my past training camp videos if you missed them. There just been a lot of news, and Coby White has said, he's going into his second true NBA season, and he said the game is already slowing down for him. That usually takes seasons for point guards in the NBA, so that really hypes me up. I'm really happy with that. And Tomas Satoransky said he talked to Bradley Beal about Chicago Bulls new head coach Billy Donovan. And Bradley Beal said that he had nothing but great things to say about the head coach, so that's good as well. And then the next player to talk to the media was Otto Porter Jr. There's been a lot of rumors about him partying, possibly being put on the Bulls trade block. There was also some rumors about him not attending the Bulls training camp, which was obviously fake news because he's there right now. I've seen videos of him shooting around and working out. And, he used to play for the Wizards as well. We traded for him. And he also talked about John Wall. And he said he means so much to that community. Me going to Georgetown, it was John's first couple seasons in D.C. Everything that he stood for, the swag that he brought back to the Wizards, the community just loves him. John Wall will always be a part of the D.C. community. I believe, honestly, the Rockets fleeced the Wizards. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, I just don't know how that's going to work with two ball-dominant players. And I've seen Russell Westbrook just wants the ball, and he pretty much just wants to go back to his triple-double self. I feel like Houston won that trade, especially just because they got a first-round pick. And then they asked Otto Porter Jr. how his foot has been doing, because he has pretty much been injury-prone the second the Bulls traded for him. Otto Porter Jr. said, "My foot is feeling great." And he said he was feeling fully healthy when last season was canceled or whatever. And then, he is coming back from injury, the party, and then the trade rumors about and all that. The media asked him about managing his minutes. Otto Porter Jr. says that that's totally the decision of Billy Donovan and the rest of the team staff. Porter is willing to do whatever the Bulls find is best. At least he's being good with that. And also after trade, the media and such, the Bulls' new schedule did come out. The Bulls don't have to wait long to verse former teammate Chris Dunn and the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta at the United Center for the NBA opener on December 23rd. That'll be a fun game to watch. I honestly feel like that's a revenge game for Chris Dunn. That should be fun as well. The Chicago Bulls will also not play on TNT for the first half of the NBA games this season. That doesn't surprise me. We've been a struggling team for a while now. I'll make sure to throw up the schedule and such while I'm talking about it too. The Chicago Bulls' first 7 games of January are pretty difficult. They're versus the Bucks, the Mavericks, the Trailblazers, the Kings, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Celtics. So every team on there, except I'd say the Kings, are going to be difficult games. That's really going to show how the Bulls want to be this season, if they want to be a playoff team or back in the lottery. The Bulls' first half of the schedule is out. It's looking like they're going to release that later in the season, I guess. I also saw that the trade deadline is going to be in March, so that's interesting as well. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick little update video on the Bulls' 4th day of training camp. I'm going to have videos out every day covering the Bulls. Make sure you guys are subscribed and liking the videos. It helps the video out a lot. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.